This is a movie review. The movie's name is Bait. It was released in 2019 and it's directed by Mark Jenkins, who's also responsible for the script. The cast: Edward Rowe plays the lead role of Martin Ward. Martin Ellis plays Martin's son, Billy Ward. Giles King plays Stephen, Martin's brother, and Isaac Woodfine plays a nephew, Neil Ward. The other significant members of the cast are the Lee family. Mary Woodfine plays Sandra. Simon Shepherd plays her husband Tim. Georgia Ellery is the daughter Katie, and Joanne Jacobs is Hugo. There are a few other sundry members of the cast. The movie won the Outstanding Debut by a British writer and director at the recent BAFTA Awards for Mark Jenkins, Lynn Waite and Kate Byers. It also got a nomination for the Outstanding British Film of the Year this year. Now, what have we got here? Well, I found it a very fascinating movie. The basic gist of the plot: it's set in a very small Cornish village in the present day, and we meet Martin and Stephen early on. What has happened is that Martin, who was a cove fisherman along with his brother, due to the financial situation within the village, they have been forced to sell their deceased father's family home to wealthy Londoners to make ends meet, those being Sandra and Tim, and they, along with many others, are now using the village more as a tourist resort, and this has radically changed the look of the community and the impact on the community. And we're particularly focused on Martin, who doesn't go along with his brother's idea to use their boat to ferry tourists up and around the cove as part of a sort of tourist trip. And he is determined to stay loyal to his love of being a fisherman. In the interim, without a boat, he uses nets and a pod to catch fish, which he sells to nearby cafes and the local pub for rather excessively priced. But he does this to try and meet his obligations. At the same time, he is being forced to live a little way away from his family home, but he still uses the car park to park his rather old, dishevelled pickup van. The wealthy Londoners, Sandra and Tim, occupied the house, which was called the Skipper's Cottage, in the summer, and used the loft to house tourists to add some extra income. The situation is that they and Martin are at loggerheads. Martin is extremely angry at the outcome of the selling of his family home, and there are constant battles between the two. One particular scene that emerges midway through the movie is when Martin's pickup is clamped in the car park adjoining the houses that are used by tourists, and the clamping is done by a firm who monitor those who use the car park for a sort of fee. Of course, Martin doesn't pay a fee, and that was why the vehicle was clamped, and this causes a very heated confrontation between him and Sandra and Tim, and this is a sign of the incidents that we witness as a viewer, and the situation, the battle between traditional life and modern life is the major theme of this, and its impact on the lives. The scenes are cleverly put together by the director. The director and the cinematographer focus on close-ups throughout the film. So we see lovely images of the fishing boat, the quayside, going out to catch fish, which of course reflects the past. And then we also have close-ups with regard to images and facial features. A technique that's employed is when he uses a number of images that are linked in some ways, and he flicks between the faces to capture the emotions of a conversation. And one I particularly was impressed by, when there were two incidents of conflict going on. One at a pool table in a pub, where two youths were arguing about who was going to play next with the young girl who worked for the landlady, and this was juxtaposed with Martin discussing with the landlady the pros and cons of working with his brother again, which is a situation that comes up frequently throughout the film. And the method used by the cinematographer and director captures perfectly the change in the emotional feeling of the participants. We also witness the situation where the tourists are indulging in their leisure pursuits on the beach and creating an environmental issue, which is also a very significant aspect of the film by contrasting the before and the now. There's also lots of interesting views of everyday things that are captured in a way that creates to the viewer exactly what has happened. For example, glass shattering when the pool white ball is thrown at the door, with a glass window of the two rich people, Sandra and Tim. The destruction of life and the memory of that previous life provokes outrage intermittently within the film, and there's a particularly sad scene when Stephen, who has to some extent handled the transition better than his brother Martin, breaks down when he witnesses how part of his treasured family's heirloom has been broken by the new occupiers. The music is very solemn, very somber, very depressing, which adds to the feel of the movie. And the grainy film that's deliberately created manages to encompass the aging of the the characters and the fact that we're comparing the before with the now. I actually found that this arty indie style also had certain similarities with early Ben Wheatley directed material. But on the whole, I found this movie extremely impressive. It's probably not going to be seen by many, which is a shame, but I would give it a 5 stars and suggest that you get to watch it.